Good morning and happy new year. Today I am starting to get on top of my New Year's resolutions. Yesterday I wrote them out and I'm going to walk you through what they are and how I'm moving forward in this new year, trying to make sure that those New Year's resolutions become a reality. But first, I got some super good news yesterday. And so I spent some of the morning cleaning so that I could do this. I'm super excited. Yesterday my chiropractor told me that I am A-okay to start working out. So this morning I am going to do a light exercise. This morning I think I'm going to do a Pilates exercise because it's really gentle on your body and doesn't usually include jumping or anything like that. So I'm going to use the Fit On app to do my exercise today, pick it out and put it on the TV. I just picked out the exercises that I'm going to do. I'm going to do the beautiful booty and thighs, and then I'm going to do the Pilates ab sculpt. Both of them are Pilates exercises. The beautiful booty and thighs is 18 minutes and the Pilates ab sculpt is 16. So that's why I'm doing two, because they're both really short.
Means angling your feet towards the edge of the mat, okay? Support your chest here with our upper hand. You're gonna lift up the leg. We're gonna go to the sideline circles. So we're gonna go forward. We're gonna press it back so you get a nice little stretch right here in your hip flexor as well. Working the booty a little bit. And we're right back up. Okay, that's it. That's it. This is your forward sideline circle. It's gonna work your thighs, work a little.
Get that circle going, babes.
So bring a little mobility to your hips, okay?
The workout, super good. Oh my gosh, my abs and my butt are gonna feel that tomorrow. But also, like, Pilates is really tough in the way that, like, they're small, simple movements, or at least they look that way, but they have a lot of effect. And at the same time, they're not super hard on your body, I feel like. So again, I wanted to take it kind of easy as I'm just starting to ease back into exercising again after not doing it for a while. And I mean, I was doing those ab exercises to help my back out, but still have been, I just want to take it easy. Anyways, I'm going to wash my face and put on some different clothes and then meet back with you guys to talk about 2020. 2022 goals. Great, so I thought that I would sit down and discuss my goals while getting ready. First, I'm gonna spray my hair with a little dry shampoo. So I actually watched Katie Steckly's YouTube video on setting goals in the new year, and it was so good, so inspiring. Brian was actually doing them at the same time as me, and I didn't even know until halfway through that he was doing it too. But she had a really good way of making your goals more substantial and more meaningful to you. Her method was really great. Really enjoyed that video. And she first has you write out all of your goals. So my goals for the new year are create consistency in my business, create consistency in life, get monetized on YouTube, create a program, launch my first program, get blank number of clients / customers to sign up for that program, finish school, find time to move every day, focus on connections, make health top priority, get comfortable sharing on social media, and find joy in each day. And I feel like for me, usually when I write goals for the new year, it's kind of like hit or miss on whether I actually stick to them and make them a reality. So I felt like this year going into it, I definitely wanted to be like do something a little bit different that would make me actually stick to them. So I took the time yesterday to like really set aside the whole day to spend on creating these goals and to create methods that would like truly work to stick to them. So the first thing that she had us do was write down those goals, and then the second step was to write down how completing those goals would make you feel. So it really puts you in the situation of, in the place of like understanding what's the deeper meaning of this to me, rather than just, she talked a lot about not making your goals about vanity or the numbers, like hitting a specific number of people following you on Instagram or losing a specific number on the scale, like making it much deeper than that. What does achieving this goal mean to you? So we did that as our next step, which was really great. And then the third thing that she had you do was create actions that would lead to you accomplishing that feeling, which in turn leads to you most likely accomplishing that goal, but making it more about the way that you're gonna feel when you accomplish it than scooted you back just a little bit more. So then she has you, where did I leave off? So she has you write how you'll feel after you accomplish that goal, or how you envision yourself feeling. And then she has you write actions that will lead to you feeling that way. And then the last step is creating a SMART goal, which I've learned a lot about through doing coaching classes and stuff like that. So it stands for specific, measurable, relevant, attainable, and timely. So we got through all of those things. And then we ended up going to our chiropractor, which is where I found out that I am allowed to start working out now. I went in there not feeling like I was in pain, which is the first time in a really long time that I haven't been uncomfortable. So that's super, super exciting. And when we got back, the step that I took personally that I feel like I haven't really taken at all is creating, I sort of like laid everything out that I want to accomplish and put a day to it. So like in my personal life, I made a chores list. It's not something that I have ever been very good at keeping up with, but it's something that I want to be really good at this year and want to focus on creating really healthy habits that are easy to stick to and don't feel overwhelming. So I don't feel like I have to clean my entire house every time that I go to clean the house. Like, so anyways, I stuck a day to a task so that I'm able to achieve everything that I want to and it doesn't feel overwhelming. And I feel like that's the thing that in every year past I haven't done. I haven't created like a realistic way to accomplish these goals. I just write them down on a piece of paper and then I look at it at the end of the year, and that's pretty much the only time that I look at it to determine if I have accomplished the goals that I accomplished. And if I'm lucky, I still have that paper. This year I actually did, because my mom got me this book last Christmas. It's like a little notebook and she wrote a little thing in there for me. So yeah, I had my goals from last year on there, and some of them I accomplished, some of them I didn't. Others, I had no idea I was gonna become carnivore this year, so like my health goals, I feel like I way overachieved what I thought that I would in some aspects, like, and then in others I didn't. Like, one of the things that I wrote down was that I wanted to drink 6 glasses of water every day, and I definitely did not meet that, although I tried really hard in the beginning. But I felt like I definitely wanted to make this year's goals a little bit deeper and more meaningful, and I'm trying to get this right. And I feel like Katie's video definitely helped me get into the deeper, like, nitty-gritty of why I want something and what it'll make me feel like, what's the deeper meaning behind each of the goals that I have set for myself. So anyways, I really appreciated that video. If I can, I'll link it for you guys to watch. It's really good. So in December, if you watch my vlogs from Christmas, you'll know that I went a little bit off the bandwagon on health. I found out that I was no longer lactose intolerant, and I bought stocking stuffer candy for my family, and Brian and I ate a bunch of it. And I am definitely experiencing, or was sort of currently still am experiencing the blowback from doing that. I definitely felt very lethargic, very lethargic. Every time I would eat some of it, I would feel like I didn't want to do anything, like very heavy. It's an interesting feeling, like weighted down, like I didn't want to do anything. I don't know how else to describe that. I think that's probably literally the best way to describe it, is just like very weighted down and not wanting to do anything after I would eat. And I felt like I couldn't stop having the candy. Like when I have my dark chocolate, it's so rich that having just like one section of the squares, so usually I either get the ones that are like bigger, or the other one that I get is much shorter. So it's a row of 3 on the shorter ones and then a row of 2 on the taller ones. And either way, I can have like 1 row. Sometimes I'll have 2 rows, but most often I'll have 1 and be totally satisfied and not feel like I have to have more. Like I feel totally content. I had my little amount for the day and I'm good. And sometimes I'll have it at lunch and like after lunch, and sometimes after dinner, both times, and sometimes I'll just have it one of those times. But either way, like I just feel totally fine after I have my little section. And now I have been like, I'm not having it anymore, but when I was having the normal chocolate, man, was I feeling like I could not stop. But you know what I found out? As soon as we didn't have that stuff in the house and we went back to eating carnivore, it has been so easy. When I haven't been carnivore in the past, I feel like I have massive cravings, but I feel like this, with being something about being carnivore, like it was such an easy transition to not. Granted, it's only been 2 days without having the sugar around, but I do feel like it has been really easy. I don't have any regular chocolate, like any dark chocolate, so I haven't been able to have that. But the other thing that happened was I broke out a number of times since I've had normal sugar. So processed sugar and my body definitely do not mix well. I was also, it wasn't just like after I would have the candy I would feel weighted down. It was also when I would wake up in the morning, like I would just automatically not feel good. And it's just not a good feeling. I don't like it. Anyways, so what I did yesterday was I sat down and wrote out all of the chores and the business stuff and personal stuff that I want to accomplish in a week, and put a date to all of it. So hopefully in this new year I will be much more consistent with putting out videos, and because I'm actually intentionally making that time. And yeah, I'm excited for where it's gonna go, because I feel like I actually have a game plan in place, and that's the piece that I feel like I've missed out on so much. I also set out some routines that I want to be accomplishing, some habits that I want to put in place. It is day 1 of doing this, and they did not quite go to plan. I feel like because we live in a small home and stuff like that, some things aren't going to happen exactly the way that I want them to. But that's what trying out a habit or a routine is all about, is like figuring out if it works for you. And I think in this new year, I want to be more consistent in trying out routines, and like having that routine be something that I stick to for like a month, and then I revisit it. So I actually put in my schedule that once a month we're gonna have a deep cleaning day for the tiny house, and then I'm also gonna once a month be doing an audit and kind of just decide how things are working out for me, what needs to change, trying out another habit. You know, like if, let's say, if working out and vacuuming in the morning are not running as smoothly as I want them to, then I should change it up and do something different. But I definitely feel that, I feel like I've been seeing it a lot on Instagram, and I'm definitely feeling that pull to create my best self and figure out what works the best so that I can be the most consistent showing up in life and in business. And as far as health stuff go, it it was fairly intentional, although I didn't intend to fall off the bandwagon for quite so long. I feel like I just noticed how good I feel when I'm sticking to the carnivore lifestyle and eating pattern versus when I'm not. And I really don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with taking a day, you know, to each their own. I guess I didn't really put it into words what I want to do for that yet, for being carnivore. I know that I feel super good on it. I don't know if that made sense. So yesterday when I was putting everything into words of like what exactly I want to do, I didn't create a SMART goal around being carnivore. I know that I want to do it. I don't know if I want to be the type of person that does it 365 days a week. But I do know that I want to do it more often than not. So before I started eating that candy, we were doing it, well, I was doing it like one day where we would either go to a restaurant where we would have rice. And that felt really good. So I think that might be what I do. But I don't know. I follow people who do it like every single day. And then the only day that they go off is Christmas. And that sounds really intense. Like, I love how I feel on carnivore, but having rice. The reason, I don't know if I've talked about this, I feel like I have, but the things that I have that aren't meat based are, one, rice. Like when I still consider myself carnivore and not like I'm doing anything wrong, is when I have rice, although I really do try to keep it to one day out of the week when I feel like I'm doing it properly. Because in the book that we read on being carnivore, that guy, he's done a ton of research into what we should be doing, what our ancestors did. He's done a lot of research into tribes that are still living within the guidelines of like what they did before. That doesn't make, how do I say? He's followed tribes that are still very, you know, following the same practices. They haven't modernized. And so some of the things that he's found is that has to do with like toxicity levels, which is a big reason why carnivore works, is those toxicity, the plant toxicity and stuff like that, they're called oxalates, can affect your body and affect bloating. It can also affect having different issues like kidney stones and stuff like that. Anyways, he had, about the time that we started becoming carnivore, Brian was watching a YouTube video from him and he had said that he did some research into rice and shown that it does not have high toxicity levels. And so that's one thing that he includes in his diet when he's having a higher carb day. So we decided to try it, and it's definitely not something that affects me in any way that's negative. So the other thing that we have every once in a while is honey. And that's made from bees. And then, what else? Oh, coffee and chocolate are not recommended by him. Pretty highly not recommended, but it is something that I have decided to include in my diet just because I really enjoy it. We do get organic coffee, and sometimes we go to Starbucks, so that's kind of like a not great for us thing. I have been kind of curious if this might sound gross, but it is a reality. I have been kind of curious if my adult back knee has anything to do with me having chocolate, because when I've switched to being, like when I first switched to being paleo 8 years ago, my back knee definitely calmed down. When I went carnivore, it calmed down a lot more, but I feel like it has never really gone away unless it's the summertime and I'm getting a lot of sun on my back. That's literally the only time that I've had like nearly nothing. So that's one thing that I definitely want to figure out in the new year. I am curious if you guys would be interested in knowing like exactly what I put together for creating my game plan. I feel like you probably would. So I started off with both my chores and my business, because I feel like those are two pretty big things that need to happen, and then planning other things around it. So I wrote down, what I did was I took a list. I really like writing. Don't ask me why. It makes things stick so much better. My mom's actually the same way too. She really likes writing things down. So what I did was I wrote down a full list of all the chores that need to happen around our house. And then I wrote out on my notebook a section called chores, with one section writing every day, another one once a week, and then once a month. And then I took that full list and entered all the chores into the category that made sense to me. So for every day I have make bed, do dishes, vacuum, and wipe countertops. And then at the end of the day, I realized this is something that we don't do very often, which is put all of our work stuff away. And since we both work from home, it just kind of clutters the tiny house a little bit more than I personally like. And then for once a week, I wrote down laundry, bathroom sink, put away hanging laundry, put away clothes in the loft, bathroom tub, bathroom floor, water plants, and wipe stovetop. And then once a month is clean stovetop, organize cabinetry, clean cabinetry on the inside, organize shelves, clean shelves, vacuum bedroom, loft, and organize. And then when I was doing this with Brian, we both kind of like came up with some more that we would like to include, which I feel like happens if you have a partner that helps you at all in the house. Sometimes when you're thinking about something, you might be missing like one or two things that you're not including, and talking it out with them helps kind of like spur up some more ideas. So we know that on Monday we always do laundry. So I have, Monday is my weekday that I like pretty much solely put laundry on my to-do list, because I do it at my mom's house, my niece is there, so I usually don't get much of anything else done. I'm kind of lucky if I do. The only other thing that I put on the list is to do my grocery shopping that day, which means that we put on Sunday night that we come up with our grocery list so that Monday I know what I'm doing. And then I also have on my list that when I get back home from doing laundry, that we put the clothes away and hang up the delicates to finish drying. Those usually take a day, sometimes 2 days, but if I'm lucky, just a day. So Tuesday I have put away the laundry that is hanging, and water plants. I think water plants is on Monday. And then on Tuesday or Wednesday, we have cleaning the bathroom and wiping the stovetop. So pretty much everything is done by Wednesday. And then once a month, we put toward the end of the month. So I think this year we did the 23rd of the month. We thought it'd be best to have it on a Sunday. So once a month, toward the end of the month on a Sunday, we have all the deep cleaning stuff. I just feel like we're gonna feel so much better in this space. And then as we get to the point that we're building a full-size home and actually living in a full-size home, we have something to go off of and like something that keeps us accountable. I feel like we should have figured this out a long time ago, but at least we're doing it. And I think what's exciting to me is it seemed like Brian was pretty enthusiastic about it. Like today, I vacuumed the living room space and was like reorganizing it, and he cleaned up the bathroom. So that's super nice that he would do that. So then from there I wrote out like the business stuff that I need to do and the school stuff that I need to accomplish, and then actually what I did was I used TubeBuddy for my YouTube, which gives me recommendations on what I should do. And from doing Vlogmas, it already had enough information from me to tell me what day was the best day to post, which made it actually super easy to plan everything around it. Because if I know what day is the best day to post, then I know what day I should be recording and spend editing and all of that kind of stuff. So what I have right now is Monday is for laundry and groceries. Tuesday morning I have to film. Wednesday I'm giving myself to edit, and then I'm also giving myself Thursday to edit because like if I don't finish anything, then I'm not feeling rushed to post that day. And then Friday is the day that I'm posting, which gives me Thursday and Friday. Thursday to work on schoolwork if I don't need to edit, but Friday for sure is schoolwork. And yeah, I think that's gonna make it a lot easier. So my goal for while I'm going to school is to be posting 1 day a week. And then once I'm done, hopefully to be posting 2 times a week. We'll see, because I also need to create a program. So today I'm going to finish editing this. Well, finish recording this and then probably start editing it. But I definitely want to write out the rest of my SMART goals and put them into my calendar. I think I pretty much have everything in there though. Oh no, the light is changing. So I think health-wise, my plan is to consistently eat carnivore a minimum of 6 days out of the week and give myself 1 to 2 days out of the week to have a higher carb day. And with the exception of having coffee and maybe, you know. Sorry, the cat just jumped on the box that you're on top of. Coffee and a little bit of chocolate. But because I do not have chocolate on hand now, I ran out. I'm gonna give myself a month to just sort of figure out if my back knee will go away if chocolate is causing that. Because like I said, that's like the one thing that I have never given up fully. It sounds awful. It's like the one thing that I have that's delicious. And after a month, I can decide if it's worth it or not. But at least then I'll know. I'm just ready to feel good. And that to me is what being healthy mostly is about. Like on the selfish side, it's about feeling super good because there's a lot of days where I don't feel good. I've spent a year being sick in the past, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. Ash, stop. What are you doing? Stop, you're gonna push the blanket down. I wish you could see him. Anyways, on a selfish level, it's about feeling good. On a non-selfish level, it's about living as long as I can for... This cat just knocked the blanket off the couch. Ash, what are you doing with your little life? On a non-selfish level, it's more about living as long as I possibly can for my future children and being as present as I can. Currently, it's for my niece. Being as present as I can and as playful and like alive as I can be for her. And one day, have that be for my kids. For her too, always for her, you know. Asher, what are you doing? I can't tell if he's trying to get under the blankets or if he's just being a little bit ahead. I think he is trying to get under. I will help you. There. Hopefully that made him happy. Anyways, those are my goals for 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that bell. That's kind of like the new way of subscribing now. Hit the like button if you like this video, and share with me down in the comments what are your, sorry about the lighting, what are your 2022 goals for this year and how are you guys sticking to them? Hope to see you guys in the next one. I'll be posting from now on Fridays at noon. So hope to catch you guys next week on Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!